Magandang araw sa ating lahat. I'm Colonel Warlito Limet, the current commandant of the School for Candidate Soldier here at Training Command, Philippine Army. 29 years ago, I was first assigned as a platoon leader sa 2nd Light Armor Company under the 2nd Light Armor Battalion based at Camp Siongco, Dato Udination Suwat. During that time, this was also my first time maka-experience ng combat operations, combat engagement with then MILF forces. First, as a platoon leader, I was assigned at Tiba Detachment in Matanog. Actually, mga 6 months ako doon. In front of that detachment is also a detachment of MILF forces separating Matanog at saka yung sa Bumbaran. So kumbaga during that time kawayan lang kami ng mga MILF forces, but you cannot shoot either the two sides cannot shoot each other because nga there is a peace talk ongoing during that time. So kumbaga yung detachment na yon from Tiba detachment with 27 IB, kumbaga 50 meters lang yung agwat namin. So kung talagang magsisigawan lang kami during that time with the MILF forces, talagang ganon. And then of course, during that time then, without firearms, we can play basketball at the basketball court ng Matanog. Yun yung ano natin noon. But generally, masasabi natin very critical pa rin yung area because isang magpaputok lang doon, everything mag-change yung operation environment that time. But along that line, kahit na platoon leader ako sa Tiba Detachment, ginagamit pa rin ako ng company ko during that time under then Lieutenant Rowan Tolentino, na siya yung first company commander ko actually. My first encounter, hindi lang first encounter ko is with as a 2nd Light Armor Company is with the Malmar. Sometime April 1996. Malala ko noon, I was fresh from RNR. Pagbalik ko noon, from Davao kasi ako noon, pinabalik agad ako ng company commander ko and then may operations. During that time from Davao, sinundo ako sa Kidapawan or Kabakan that time. Kasi nga, during that was 3 days na talagang sarado ang kalye going from Cotabato to Davao because of that ongoing operation sa Malmar. And then, ang staging area during that time is the Pikit. So, from Kabakan, dinala ako sa Pikit. Ano doon na naghihintay na sa akin yung mga armor vehicle ko. And then ang pinaka mission ko doon is to conduct blocking operations during that time because masyado nang intense ang firefighting sa loob ng Malmar, and then we need to conduct blocking operations sa likod ng Pikit because ang according sa Sergeant ng 60 IB doon nagwi-withdraw. Pa-withdraw yung mga MILF forces. And true enough, I brought some, I think, 8 or 10 armored vehicles then. Puro puro truck vehicles. Combination ng APC, AIFB, at saka tinatawag naming mistiso na 76mm yung guns. And then, we maneuver because that day is very masyadong sa army noon, sa operating close because we had a combat casualty in the name of Captain Lucero. He is a distinguished military officer ng Ranger noon, and then he's one of the casualties. So talagang gigil na gigil yung tropa noon. And then as a platoon leader ng armor company noon, talagang gusto ko rin talagang makaano doon. Hindi naman makakagante, but also to provide to yung share namin sa combat operations na to. So we had a intensive firefight with the MILF forces. Hindi namin totally na penetrate yung area ng ng MILF kasi nagse-separate sa amin yung ilog. So we just provided since although nagkakandak kami ng blocking operations, we also conducting the base fire. Nagbe-base fire, we provide the base fire support coming up from our armored vehicles, and while the Rangers, 60 IB and other operating troops maneuver to the location. So hapon na nung nakuha namin yung area, nakuha na namin yung area ng stronghold. Sabi natin yung stronghold ng MILF forces in that western portion ng Malmar. So rest overnight, pagod lahat. So re-energize kami. The following day, with 37 IB under, I think, then Lieutenant Colonel Cardoso Luna. Ay, hindi ko makakalimutan yan, si Lieutenant Colonel Cardoso Luna. Nag-shift kami. Labas kami ng pikit. Talagang by land lahat mga combat vehicle namin truck together with the 37 IB. Nakasakay sa akin during that time si Colonel General Cardoso Luna. We shift to Carmen para habulin. Kasi hindi nga kasi makapasok sa sa pikit area dahil ilog. Nag-shift kami during that time sa area ng Carmen na we find ways na talagang truck kasi. So lahat yon penetrable naman yon. At saka yung area during sa area nun, although generally flat yung terrain, yung combat operations area, but yung withdrawal ng kalaban papunta ng Wao, so medyo hilly yon. So ginamit talaga namin yung combat vehicle. But although there is some resistance, nagpaiwan yung ibang mga MILF forces to give way para yung mga ibang mga forces nila is maka-withdraw. From I think 10 o'clock, nagkaroon na naman ng minor skirmishers with the 37 tsaka armor together with the MILF forces. And then after that, hapon, alas 5, medyo malayo na rin. So, ibig sabihin, nakalughog namin yung area during that time. So, siguro more than 5 kilometers din yung namin na clear namin na area ng MILF forces, yung withdrawal. Then after that, balik na kami. Hindi kami, hindi na kami bumalik ulit sa pikit, but doon kami sa area headquarters ng 60 IB na mismo nakalocate sa Malmar. Ang kagandahan ng operations na to, masasabi ko is the SIGINT. Dito kasi i-introduce yung SIGINT, Signal Intelligence, na yung 60 IB dati kasi that time is very high-tech. Masasabi natin high-tech battalion yon under Lieutenant Colonel Pangilinan. So alam naman natin si 59, talagang high-tech man to. So yung SIGINT talagang very effective in locating the location of our enemy. So napadali sa amin, hindi katulad dati na mga previous encounter namin sa Sultan Sabarongis ng tansyahan yung location ng kalaban. But dito sa SIGINT, talagang very specific, kaya nagtataka yung mga MILF forces that time na pinpointed kapag magpakawalan ng mortar ang 60 IB or any operating troops, talagang pasok talaga sa encounter, sa location nila. So, very effective yung SIGINT operations dito. And then, dito ko rin nakita yung first time ko na-experience dito yung service support. Kasi under General Colonel Pangilinan, ayaw niya yung nagluluto. So, kami, as operating troops, hindi rin kami nagluluto during that time. Pag encounter, engagement, darating na lang sa amin yung pagkain. So, very high moral. Kasi, unlike any other encounter, talagang ikaw pa magluluto. Dito, talagang hot soup yung hot meal. Hot meal yung darating sa inyo, courtesy of 60 IB noon. So very high moral yung ano doon, yung tropa. So I think more than 4 days yung ano natin, yung combat operations na yon, intense combat operations until we finally clear yung area ng Malmar out of mga MILF forces that time. So nagkaroon ng mga regrouping ulit tayo yung mga forces. So nagkaroon ng preposition ng forces that time. So naiwan yung 60 IB, yung Ranger Battalion that time, Ranger Company, umalis na rin. So I think that's the one of the major engagement natin sa Malmar na sometime summer of the 1996.
Ano yung kwan mo doon? Ano yung, kasi yun yung, as a platoon leader, yun yung unang major mo talaga as na engagement, di ba, na malakihan talaga na ano. And doon mo rin unang nakita yung capability ng, kasi wheeled ka talaga, no?
Actually, sir, truck company kami. During that time kasi, para maging effective yung unit, hiniwalay yung truck at saka wheeled. Ang wheeled, yan yung mga komando at saka ng Simba. Bagong-bago yung Simba during that time. Ang truck naman, it is composed of APC, Armored Personnel Carrier, AIFB, Army Infantry Fighting Vehicles. And yung sinasabi ko nga kanina na parang APC pero ang guns niya is 76mm. So yan yung combination ng ano namin, ng mga combat vehicle namin. And during that time, although effective yung armor infantry operations, actually ayun yung ginamit na ano rito na concept, armor infantry operations. Pero unti-unti na naming ini-introduce yung mechanized infantry operations wherein yung mga riders namin, kasi during that time hindi naman ganun karami ang personnel ng armor battalion. So we need riders, sabi naming mounted troops that could support yung combat vehicles namin side by side. Iba yung infantry armor infantry operation kasi side by side ka ng infantry. Pero mechanized kasi nasa loob. And then lalabas na lang yan para kasi yun yung inano natin dito with the armor, ito yung surprise effect na sinasabi natin, i-surprise natin yung kalaban. So very effective din yun. Very effective din these operations natin na hindi lang sa truck company but also with the 24th Light Armor Company then led by Lieutenant Abadjir and Lieutenant Arumin that time. So, yun, tulong-tulong lang yun. So, dito natin, maraming na-introduce, maraming konsepto ang na-develop dito. Armor Infantry Operations, Mechanized Infantry Operations, SIGINT, yung intelligence, importance of the intelligence through SIGINT, and then yung sinasabi ko kanina, service support, na hindi mo na kailangan magluto pa during that, yun yung pinrovide sa amin. Provide sa amin ng 60 IB na support, which make yung operating troops bakit sila naging responsive dahil high moral, even combat operations yan, imagine hot meal na dumarating sa inyo yan, mga ganun.
Harley, no? You are one of the few senior pa-general ka na senior army officers na armor through and through di ba? Since graduation, volunteer ka. Paki-explain mo nga yung journey mo from kadete, and then bakit ka nag-volunteer sa armor, and bakit ka nag-volunteer sa area, and then ano yung fulfillment mo sa unang salpukan mo, Malmar, parang, this is the life. Kasi ang dami mong kwento. Ano ka talaga ikaw yung isa sa mga legend ng armor community.
Yes, sir. Actually, by education, I'm a aeronautical engineering graduate from PATS. Dream ko noon is Air Force. Pero unfortunately, napunta ako ng Army. And then sabi nga, merong Aero Scout company pa yan noon. So, armor. So, para lang makapasok yan, kailangan mong dumaan sa light armor brigade pa dati. So, doon. But, ano yun sinight aside ko yung dream ko na yon. Sabi ko, nung sinabi sa akin ng taga G1 Armor, Light Armor Brigade noon na we need a lieutenants na ma-assign sa Maguindanao Light Armor Battalion. So, I volunteered. Actually, volunteered ako talaga noon. Pero sabi nga nila, pag nag-volunteer ka noon, parang yun yung di ba? Para naman natin na. Pero sabi ko, hindi ko iniisip yun. Volunteer. So, then sabi na, doon napunta ako ng one of the lieutenants ako noon, ng Light Armor Battalion. In-expect ko na talaga yun. In-expect ko na talaga na one of these days na ma-assign ako. Kasi, very eminent yung kapag nag-fail yung peace talk with the MILF, very eminent yung encounters with the government. So, as a major unit ng 6ID, which is OPCON kami sa 6ID, I know na may encounter. Kasi, during that time, General Orgelio, the division commander, is talagang very gamitin yung mga armor assets natin in those engagement. So marami siyang pinapadevelop na mga konsepto na I know na magiging malaki ang role ng armor units that time. So true enough nagsimula yan sa Wato with the 78 IB under 301st Brigade. Sometime early 96. So, yun yung actually yan yung isa sa one of my major engagement together with Lieutenant Hentica of the 24th Light Armor Company. So, aksidente rin yun dahil nga that encounter wala kasi makapag-pinpoint, wala makapag-pinpoint ng location ng kalaban. So armor trucks wheeled. So napakabilis ng approach namin. So yung pala napasok na namin yung stronghold ng kalaban. Una muna yung vehicle ni Lieutenant Hintika. Sumunod lang kami. So major engagement ulit. And then after we seize the terrain, nalaman na lang namin na stronghold pala ng MILF sa Sultan Sabaronges. So that's tulang-tuwa yan then Colonel Damiano Yala. Hindi ko rin makakalimutan yan, si Colonel Damiano Yala. 78 at 79 IB, I think, yung mga kasama namin dyan together with the SR. Lahat na encounter ko, kasama akong SR company. So, very, very prominent din ako dyan sa mga senior ngayon, mga SR commanders before that time.
Pag-explain mo nga yung Wato. So, yun yung una mong talagang baptism of fire mo as an armor officer. So, yes, and then accidental pa na napasok nyo, di ba? Kasi nakwento to ni Janong, ni Colonel Arumin. Accidental na pasok nyo. Tapos, yun na pala.
Sir.
So, iano mo nga yung feeling ng isang armor platoon leader na, boom, ito na. And then, paki-explain mo rin gaano katindi rin yung MI during that time dahil mabigat-bigat din sila during that time.
Sir. Yun nga yung sinasabi natin yung Wato. Very famous yung Wato. Camp Wato ng MILF dati. Kasi hindi nga mapasok-pasok ng mga operating troops yan, mga infantry. So, kahit mga grabbing planning yan. Actually, yung Wato, hindi naman siya totally hilly. Hindi naman siya hindi naman talaga bundok yan. Rolling terrain siya. Pero, there is may key terrain, strategic terrain doon. Doon yung parang observation post ng MILF that time. So, hindi siya mataas, pero kitang-kita mo yung papasok na tropa. So pag ano doon ka doon, pag nakita mo yon, kita mo yung maneuvers kasi nga flat nga yung ano from that strategic terrain, makikita mo flat kasi yan. So ang ginawa namin doon, although hindi namin alam na yun yung parang key terrain doon, talagang binangga yun ng wheeled vehicle and then followed by the truck vehicle. So during that time, talagang kahit na nasa loob ka ng vehicle doon, maramdaman mo pa rin yung kaba kahit na pag-amoy. That is my first amoy ng pulburan ng 50 caliber. Yun yung talagang hindi ko makalimutan yan. After that, kahit hindi ako napapasigarilyo that time, talagang mapayosi ka dahil ando doon pa rin yung kabay. Pero ando doon, sabi mo, realidad na to. Ito na yung pagkatinyente ko. Ito na yung first baptism of fire namin yan ni ano. Even also with Lieutenant Hintika that time. So, yan. Actually, we were awarded a Gold Cross medal with that achievement. So, yun yung first medal ko. Gold Cross ka.
Sige nga.
At saka ano yun.
Isang tenyente, gaano kayabang mo pag may Gold Cross ka?
Ay, sir, sa totoo lang, hindi ko in-expect yun eh. Hindi ko in-expect na magka-Gold Cross that time. And then, ang kagandahan nun, HPA order, yun yung kagandahan nun. At saka in-award sa'yo during Light Armor Brigade Anniversary.
Yeah.
Yun yung pride talaga namin ni Gentex na ni Kitox, Lieutenant Hintika na ano namin. Yun, first award, Gold Cross
agad.
So, yun yung ano, hindi ko naman inaako lang as a personal yun. Pero, pati mga, I think, nagawa yun dahil nga rin sa bravery ng mga sundalo ko. Na, although first time din yun, sir. First time din sila na, most of them are the first time kasi lahat ng, ito kasing 21st lock, galing to sa Davao. Binabalang ito for the purpose lang dito sa tension sa Maguindanao that time. So, diyan na nagkapamilya yung ano nun, mga personnel ng 31st Light Armor Company, doon na rin. And then, suddenly, mapupunta sila dito sa very na area. Talagang ano rin sila. Mostly, yun din yung, na-test din yan, kahit na sabihin mong 10 years na sila sa service, doon din na-test yung pagka-soldier nila, as an armor soldier, doon talaga putukan talaga ng 50 caliber.
Explain mo nga yung, ano yung kaibahan, di ba, nakasama mo yung mga Ranger, nakasama mo yung mga IB, of course, armor commander ka. Ano yung kakaibang traits ng armor na talaga noong panahon na yon, ito yung kami, armor kami?
Di man sa pag-ano, sir, lahat nakadepende sa armor during that time.
Correct.
Even, hindi naman, with due respect with the SR companies, talagang nakadepende rin eh. Lahat ng encounter ko, side by side kami ng mga operating troops. Even mapa ranger man yan, mapa infantry, side by side yan. So, siyempre, battle stronghold ng mga kalaban, MIL forces, and then advantage yan sa operating, tayo offensive, defensive sila. Lahat ng mga defensive position is during that time tinatawag lang impenetrable terrain. Pero sa amin, kaya ako nga as a company commander noon when I was the company commander of the 21st Mechanized Infantry Company noon, tinawag ko yung company ko na yung the penetrator. Kasi
talaga
anything na walang talagang indispensable na kam sa amin noon during that time sa 21st penetrate, we penetrate and penetrate yung lang namin, yung yabang ng armor noon.
Na hindi kaya talaga ng infantry. Paki-explain nga bakit at that time, given yung terrain ng MI, dami ng MI, ba't hindi basta-basta kaya ng infantry yung kaya ng armor?
Although hindi ganun katataas yung mga nila. mga positions nila. Pero yung defensive positions nila and of course, yung armaments, yun yung advantage talaga ng kalaban, sir, yung as a defensive position, you can employ different, ang dami nilang mga mga high-powered firearms.
May 50 cal din sila, di ba?
50 caliber, mortar, na hindi ko rin nakita sa tanong buhay ko. Doon ko lang talaga nakita na yung when may mga na-recover na kami. So, kahit na sabi ko nga, ma-penetrate man yan ng infantry, pero maraming casualty. But with the aid ng moving foxhole, which is the armor, talagang hindi naman totally one click yung namin eh. Talagang paunti-unti yung movement namin hanggang sa makakuha kami na masis namin yung mga terrain that time.
Nice one. First episode, The Armor Commander, Colonel Warlito Limet. Kaibigan tunay ko, nasama kami sa opisina. Thank you.